The LPG tanker Jagvasant docks at Vadinar Port in Gujarat, delivering a major shipment of cooking gas to India after being delayed for weeks due to tensions affecting shipping movement through the Strait of Hormuz. The vessel, carrying 47,600 metric tons of LPG, remained stranded for nearly 23 days in the strategic waterways due to the ongoing West Asia conflict. Its arrival comes as the centre urges citizens not to panic over LPG availability, assuring that supplies remain stable despite the delay. Another LPG tanker, Pine Gas, carrying around 45,000 metric tons of LPG, is expected to arrive soon at the new Mangalore port. With both shipments, the total LPG inflow to India is likely to cross 92,000 metric tons. Government officials say multiple Indian-flagged vessels are still stranded in the Strait of Hormuz, including several LPG tankers carrying large quantities of fuel cargo. In the past 10 days, large LPG tankers have docked at Indian ports, including Shivalik and Nanda Devi at Kandla Port. Meanwhile, India has slashed special excise duties on petrol and diesel as fuel prices remain volatile amid supply disruption linked to the Iran war. In a government order, the Finance Ministry cut the duty on petrol to 3 rupees per litre from 13 rupees and scrapping diesel duty altogether from 10 rupees earlier. India imports nearly 60% of its LPG requirement, and around 90% of these imports come through the Strait of Hormuz. Despite geopolitical tensions, government officials say supplies remain stable at the distribution level, while urging citizens to rely on verified information. For more on this, we are being joined by WION's Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal from New Delhi. Siddhant, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding a virtual meeting with chief ministers today. What can be expected from this meeting?
Well, Vidur, we know that the Indian government has been taking measures ahead of the crisis to majorly erupt, and we know that as part of these measures, the Indian government has taken measures when it comes to the LPG. Now, we know that several Indian vessels have crossed the Hormuz and have been able to arrive on the Indian shores, and the focus is now to get more Indian vessels. Almost 20 Indian vessels are still in the west of Hormuz, and the focus is to get them to cross Hormuz. Of the 20, 5 of them are LPG tankers, and the focus is to get them as soon as possible. We know earlier in the day, the Indian government issued a lot of notifications, including when it comes to cutting the excise duty on petrol and diesel. Also focus on basically as to how households should not be impacted. There has been diversion of supplies to household to make sure that there is no major issue. There was a lot of rumors going around that there is an impending lockdown that is expected to happen. The Indian Minister of Energy, Hardeep Singh Puri, earlier in the day posted a tweet saying that there is no consideration of any lockdown that has happened. And this is a clear message to make sure that misinformation is clamped down. In fact, yesterday the Indian government said that the Indian side has reserves of crude for 2 months, and for LPG almost 1 month, and there are conversations happening for more procurement. So the Indian government doing everything and anything to make sure that there is no panic and there is enough energy and more diversification of India's energy sourcing needs at a time when there is increased ramification of the West Asia war.
Right, Siddhant. Thank you for those updates. We'll, of course, continue tracking the situation in India on the LPG front.